and welcome back to another video with the Dieterville Twins. And in today's episode, we're going to be doing episode number 2 on our HYROX journey. So
we need to stop saying let's get into it,
but let's get into it. And for this one, we just want to go through our journey so far. I know it's very early in the process, but we have definitely have a new perspective in this whole journey that we're going on right now. We just want to share some stuff with you.
And one of the things about HYROX, and I know for sure a lot of athletes who are HYROX elite pros, they may not have a full-time job. And both Nicole and I have a full-time job, and balancing work and still trying to train, it can be very challenging, but we want to share how we kind of balance it all
and how we plan to manage it all as well, just given the fact that we do still work very heavy workload jobs. So firstly, if those that don't know, I work as a chemical engineer, specifically a production engineer in one of the plants in the Houston area. And I've been working in the plants for almost 7 years now.
Wow, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm also a chemical engineer. I work as a process engineer. I don't really work in a plant. I only visit on an as needed basis. So I work out of an office and I would just work a regular 9 to 5. But I don't work 9 to 5. So one thing for me and Nicole as well, because my company has a flexible work schedule, so you're able to start whenever you want within a certain within reason, because you need to be in the office
for the core working hours.
Yes, for core working hours. So right now my schedule, I start work at 6, and that helps me to avoid traffic. So that's one thing I would like to highlight. If you live in a city that has a lot of traffic, try to, if possible, work off peak hours.
Yes, that way that's going to save you so much time that will be lost in the travel.
Exactly, because I know sometimes Houston traffic can get really crazy, and a place that you usually it takes you 15 minutes, it can take you up to an hour to get there depending on the traffic.
Yeah, so for me, if I typically go to work for 5:36 a.m. and then I'll leave at 3:30 ish. And if I stick to that time, then my commute in the morning would be like 30 minutes, and coming back it's like 45 minutes. Now, if I do venture off and then I say I leave work at 4:30, my commute easily is a good an hour and 15 minutes. So that's probably 30 minutes of my day that's just lost sitting in traffic. So I try to kind of balance those traffic times and make sure that I can use those times to go at the optimal time, so I'm traveling on the road for a less amount of time.
Exactly. And working off peak hours, you're able to, when you get to the gym, it's pretty much empty. So by the time I go to the gym, I typically go to gym in the evening, and there's not that many people in the gym.
Yeah, and we go to run in the morning, as you've seen in some of our videos if you've been watching. We go to run in the morning, and that's at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. No one is ever I don't think we really ever see someone in the gym.
Exactly.
So that's something that we definitely take advantage of, is we're morning people anyway. So we usually will always get up early in the morning, whether it's a weekday or a weekend. And that just allows us to start the day pretty early and then get away or get through those tough activities like running or doing other high demand stuff in the morning.
Exactly. So like Nicole said, we start our day doing our runs in the morning. So it can be, depending on what our plan has, we'll do the run in the morning. Then we get ready, come back to our apartment, get ready for work. And in the evening, because I finish earlier than Nicole, I just go straight to the gym, and like we work out separately. Some days we work out together, but most days we work out separately. And in the evening that's when we'll do lifting. So we'll do whatever lifting plan we have. Today we did a lower body leg day.
Yeah, and we have to definitely get better with the routine, because remember we said we don't have any HYROX specific coach, so we're just doing it based on what we know and what we're slowly learning when we're doing our research. So definitely today's zone was like we were definitely just
Just
winging
winging it,
it.
exactly, but still within reason, because we have a background in a lot of like lifting in the past, Olympic lifting. So we did some compound movements, trying to work on our squats
Yeah.
actually, and kind of increasing the weight on squats. So we'll share more of that as we go on the channel. But typically, we'll do a morning workout and then an evening workout. Does it get tiring, exhausting? Yes, but at the end of the day, all of this is a choice. We don't have to do any of this.
Yes.
It's a choice and just an amazing opportunity that we have to
do something great.
Exactly.
That's
do something challenging.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of motivates us outside of work as well.
Yeah, and for me, what I've noticed specifically over the last couple of weeks, that I've started, I'm back into running again. It really is so beneficial for me to run in the mornings before going to work, because once I knock that out already in the morning, I can just say, okay, I've completed one thing on my list, and I just feel better going into the work day. So that's something that I don't think I'm gonna remove from my training. I always love to do the morning runs and then start my day.
Yeah. That's something we didn't do this morning,
Yes.
and we regretted
Yes.
instantly.
Yes, we did.
So next week we're gonna go back to running. Just
next week we'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Sorry, starting tomorrow we're going back to running in the mornings.
Yes,
it's just the best use of time, and it gives your legs enough time to recover for your let's say for the evening, if you have to do a lower body exercise in the evening.
Exactly.
So that leads us into recovery. What we do for recovery is we take we take each a dedicated rest day. Typically for me it's Fridays right now. Yes. I don't do anything. I don't do any running. I'll maybe do a very mild, low pace walk at most, but pretty much nothing. And I feel like that's a good way to allow your body to kind of recover from all the work that you've been doing during the week.
Yeah, and it's important to have that, because when we were doing the bodybuilding training and everything, like you kind of notice if you consecutively you're working out, it kind of impacts like water retention, like what you're gonna see on the scale as well. Because we're still, as we said, we're still in the cut, so want to make sure we're giving our body time to fully recover from all the heavy activities that we've been doing over the last couple of days. So having a complete rest day is essential in making sure that you're seeing that progress week over week. And for this section, it's we're going to be talking about how to stay motivated and stay uplifted, even though you're going through a tough time, maybe at work, with family, and other areas of your life. Specifically, there was an instance for me over the last couple of weeks where work was so stressful. Like it just took so much out of me just to make it day over day and everything that I was going through in work. And the way that I handled that one is, and that also came at a time where I kind of stopped working out in the gym with all the back injury stuff that I had. So I pretty much was just going to work and then coming back and then feeling so drained. But I do think that there is something that helps you mentally when you consistently work out. Like I don't know what it is, and I couldn't explain it, but I know that for a fact that helped me to get through that tough time. So as I said before, just going in the mornings and starting my day with some type of activity, it just helps me to put my mind in that right space before I have to enter that stressful environment again. And that's been helping me throughout the last couple of days, even with everything going on at work, because it's still very crazy. But not to say that it's never, like, everything is going to be smooth. Just being mindful that there are going to be some tough times, and mentally it's going to be draining, but it's just how you manage that, both in your job and on the exercise and the fitness journey part of it as well.
Yeah, and I think it's important, and if that stressor is work, I think it's very important to realize that work doesn't have to be your whole life. Having a very active life, even doing your fitness, whatever goal you have fitness wise, or if you have any other goal outside of work, that is something to look forward to. if work is being really stressful. And we know like sometimes it's not like you can just get up and quit your job.
Yeah.
You like people need
Even
to
if
work.
you want to.
Exactly. Even if you want to, but that's not something that you can do in the moment. But there are things within your control that you can do in the moment that can bring you joy, little wins throughout the day. So for me, for sure, it's definitely fitness. Like going on a run or after work, if it's stressful, going to the gym, that's very de-stressing to me. So that's something that I find if I'm not being very active, I can see like my mood is shifting, and realizing that what are the things for you that kind of help you to get your mind off of the things that you can control, which may be work, which may be a relationship, whatever it is in your life. Find things that you have control over and that you really enjoy doing.
Yeah, and even with us doing this whole HYROX journey, it's interesting because we've explained it before, but there's different phases to this. Like we have our first competition, and then we have some other goals after Dallas that we want to hit, and it's just so, I don't know, it's so motivating to have something to look forward to that is not a work related thing. Like it's just a personal. This is like a personal goal for both of us. Like something that we just want to see where it leads, right? So then, like when I come back from work, I now have something that we are both working towards that is not tied to any metric, any goals and objectives at work, and trying to. It's not tied to any of that. It's just tied to us wanting to be the best that we can in this field.
Exactly. Now shifting to meal prep. And if you are a regular on the channel, you know Nicole and I are, we live by meal prep.
Yes.
So to be fair, we haven't really shifted from our bodybuilding prep. We still meal prep all our meals on Sundays. I think that's one of the best ways to kind of approach this, especially if you don't have a lot of time. Mm-hmm. So meal prepping on Sundays, so you cook all your meats, your carbs, everything, and then if you want, you can prep them all, like individually portion them out for each day of the week, or you can just do that during the week.
Yeah.
Or sometimes people meal prep on 2 days, so they'll do like a Sunday and a Wednesday. That approach is also okay, but I think it's more of a plan ahead to make sure that you're not in a situation where now you're rushing to kind of get the meals, and then you don't have time, and you have work, and you want to get all. You can't do everything, so optimize the time that you have.
And I know myself, and if I'm coming back from a stressful day at work and I know I have no food at home, I will be wrecked. Like I'm going to get a fast food thing because it's the easiest option for me. But if I know I'm coming in and I've already prepped my meal, I'm just gonna stick to it because I've already created the food and I don't want to be wasteful. So having that, taking that guesswork out, because you don't know what the week is going to bring, right? You don't know what craziness could happen throughout the week, but you know that on the Sunday you can prepare all your meals. So that's taking some control back and making sure that you're set for doing the best that you can in the week with your meals. That is.
Mm-hmm. And if you're actually getting into HYROX or hybrid training, I think these workouts are very intense. Like they can take a lot out of you. So also ensuring that you have the right kind of macronutrients around your workout. So making sure you get a lot of carbs right before, so you have energy to kind of tackle that workout. That's very important. So you may want to kind of tailor your meals just based on when you're going to work out in the day. So if you're going to have a morning workout, you may want to put a little bit more carbs in your breakfast or your meal before you get to the gym. That way you have energy to do your workout.
Yeah, especially if you're doing one of those long runs.
Yeah,
you want to think of making sure that you have the right meal before the workout and also after the workout, and sometimes during the workout. You need some type of quick carb that you can eat if your workout is going to like the 1 hour 2 hour range, because you don't want to be done and you feel lightheaded, because that's your whole day is done.
Your day is gone.
Day is gone.
This is from experience. Your day will be wrecked.
Yeah, that's why we love honey.
Yeah,
those honey packs. Like we have these 70 calorie honey packs that we would take on the runs. or some electrolyte gummies that we take with us. Those are pretty good.
The honey pack is a good hack actually,
Uh-huh.
because that pack, it's like individual packs of honey, 70 calories each, and the box is like $7.
Yeah, for 20.
So, and then they sell the gels, which are about maybe 120 calories, and each gel is $3.
Yeah.
So you can just buy a pack of those, and you can take two with you. And
Yeah, the honey to me it does the same trick as those
exactly.
gels. So I don't even bother with the gels anymore.
Yeah.
And to end this episode, we just wanted to go over what our thoughts are on discipline versus motivation. And to me, discipline is something that day in, day out, you are going to do it no matter what your mood is like. It's not going to change based on your mood, how you're feeling for the day, regardless. You're going to give it what you said you're going to give it. Motivation is
it's fleeting. It's depending on the situation. Some days you're motivated, some days you're not motivated. It's very here and there. And that's the thing, I feel like that's the thing a lot of people struggle with is discipline. Like doing the thing that you said you're going to do, even when the mood you said you're going to do in it has changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why a lot of people don't, and myself included,
Yeah, me too.
we don't accomplish the goals that we have set for ourselves, because 5-10 months down the road your mood's changed, and now you're like, oh, I don't want to do it, or I don't have the energy to do it.
And it's something that I feel like discipline, it's something that you continuously work on, because you're not born with this trait. It's something that you work towards. And if you really want to accomplish a thing, you're going to be disciplined and make sure that you get it done. So in terms of this whole journey to be disciplined, what it means for me is, given like the heavy work schedule that we have, sometimes I'm working like 12 plus hours a day, and being disciplined to now come back and still stick to my meal plan, still not binge eat when I come back, and kind of derailed my meal plan for the day, or still hit the gym after I'm tired. Those are things to me that it is based on discipline. And sometimes it's like, okay, I know I'm drained for the day, and I still just go to the gym to give it all I have for the day. To me, that's kind of different, right? If you say you're gonna go to the gym every day, but say one day you're just drained, I would still go to the gym and consider that as discipline, even though I'm not giving it the same effort I gave on a day that I had a little more energy.
And I would say for me, discipline is like, I think of some of the longer runs that I've done, and having to kind of literally coach myself in the moment and say, you can't stop, you can't stop. Because in the moment, I just don't have the desire to continue running. But my plan said I need to run this many miles. And granted, not every time I'm able to finish the run, yeah. Just to be completely transparent, there's some times where just exhaustion, the heat exhaustion, especially Houston being so humid and hot. But there's some times where I don't feel fatigue, but it's just my mind playing tricks. It's like, hey, just stop, just stop. The discipline is saying, okay, no, I said I was going to do this. And I said I was going to finish this run, and finish the run. Because at the end of the day, like, I know after the time has passed, if I finish the run early, I go home and it's like, man, I should have finished the run. I just don't like having that feeling if I knew I physically was able to do it. So discipline to me is kind of like part of discipline is making sure that you stay committed to what you said you're going to do. Yeah. Like in the moment, you may not have the desire to do it, but having the discipline, you do it anyways.
Yeah. And when it comes to motivation, like in a situation like this with HYROX, I feel like we get motivated just by watching we watch so many of the HYROX based stuff, like the World Championships, the various athletes and their lives, just seeing how they approach their training as well. And that to me motivates me just to like continue on, because you can kind of see their story and where they're coming from and where they are now. we're just very personal growth individuals, like transformations. I love to see someone go from one point to the next and just see their journey. So that's motivating to me. That's something that gives me drive to continue going. And to me, motivation is going to this to me discipline is the base and motivation is just like a jolt of energy along the way, but discipline, like, it has to be there whether motivation is there or not.
Yeah, I think, and I'm thinking back on when I was doing the bodybuilding competition. I kind of, if you're a person that lacks discipline, or you're working on being more disciplined, putting yourself in an environment that gives you the motivation to complete your goal will be very helpful. So an example is when I was doing the bodybuilding competition prep, there were so many times that I just wanted to say, forget it. I'm just going to not continue with my prep. But I listened to so many podcasts. I would be driving to work and I was listening to so many podcasts of, like, it would be a competition prep, like mentality wise, when your mind is playing tricks on you. It would be somebody's life, um, how they got to the Olympia, different things like that, that kind of motivate me to stay on my journey. And it was kind of insight to people
Yeah.
having real scenarios that were similar to how I was feeling in prep. So that kind of motivated me to stay on the journey. So if you feel like you lack discipline, probably look for little gleams of motivation along the way, and kind of allow yourself to kind of get those little boosts of motivation to get you to your final goal.
Yes, but you definitely still have to work on the
I
discipline
know.
part.
Like there's no
That
getting
one,
it.
that's what you
There's no
have to work
getting
on the
around it.
discipline part for sure.
Discipline is key.
And that brings us to the end of our session for today. We did want to leave you with one final parting question that you can answer in the comment section below. How do you train when life feels like it's training you? We want to hear what you think.
So that's it. We really appreciate you sticking to the end of the video. And don't forget, if you're not one of our subscribers, subscribe.
Yes, we would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel so that you can join us for future content and to interact with our page by leaving a comment in the comment section below.
Exactly. And this is all we have for now. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.